Living on a ranch means thinking ahead. Everything from livestock to deliveries requires planning. But sometimes, no amount of preparation can stop someone like Karen, the HOA president from hell, from turning a simple day into chaos. It started when I noticed something unusual during my morning walk. My disabled parking sign, the one legally required and installed right by my driveway, had been cut down. The metal post lay twisted in the dirt, the bright blue sign lying face down in the grass. I knew immediately who was behind it. Karen had been ranting for weeks about unsightly signage and community appearance, and her obsession with control was legendary. I picked up the pieces, but I also called my security team to review the cameras. Sure enough, the footage showed Karen sneaking onto my property in the dead of night with bolt cutters, deliberately cutting the post and dragging it away. The next morning, I called her HOA office. "Karen," I said, keeping my voice calm, "your vandalism has been caught on camera. This is criminal trespassing and destruction of property." Her response? Classic Karen. "I'm just enforcing HOA guidelines. That sign is ugly. It doesn't belong in the community. You'll have to remove it." I laughed. "It's on my private property. You don't have the authority to remove it, and cutting it down? That's a felony." Karen scoffed and hung up, but I wasn't about to let it slide. I gathered the security footage and called the local sheriff's office. By the time the deputies arrived, I had everything documented. Timestamps, multiple camera angles, and clear evidence that Karen had trespassed with intent to destroy private property. When the sheriff showed up at Karen's door, she tried the usual bluff. It was a routine HOA action. He doesn't need a sign there. The deputies weren't buying it. One officer waved my camera footage at her. "Ma'am, this is criminal damage and trespassing. You're under arrest." Karen's face went white. "Arrest? For a sign?" "Yes," the deputy said firmly. "Especially since you knowingly entered private property and destroyed legally required signage. Step outside." Her neighbors watched as she was handcuffed in front of her own house. The HOA board scrambled, calling meetings, sending frantic emails, and trying to figure out how to spin the situation. But the law was clear, and my documentation left no room for misinterpretation. The judge, reviewing the security footage during the court hearing, was equally unimpressed with Karen's defense. "Deliberately destroying a disabled parking sign is a serious offense," he said. "Given the clear evidence, you are found guilty of trespassing and vandalism. Sentencing includes fines and probation." The news spread fast. HOA meetings became tense, and Karen's reign of intimidation collapsed. Residents began questioning her authority and her judgment. Within weeks, she was voted out of office and stripped of her HOA privileges. As for my ranch, the sign was replaced stronger and higher with reinforced steel, and I installed additional cameras for good measure. Every time I see it glinting in the morning sun, I smile, knowing that Karen learned a valuable lesson. You don't mess with legally protected property, and you certainly don't trespass on the wrong ranch. Peace returned to my property, and for the first time in months, I could enjoy my morning walks without worrying about HOA chaos. And Karen? She now has plenty of time to reflect on why trying to enforce imaginary rules on private land ends in handcuffs.